Ha! Let's try this again. Hello! Alright, I had my mic muted. Classic. Alright, so Battlegrounds is over. Thank God that terrible season is finally done. I don't even want to talk about the end of last season, but next season is looking alright, fortunately. Hey, Beefcake Jr. So yeah, I'm probably just going to be knocking out some of the monthly content tonight. Should be pretty low-key. Actually, I should probably hop into the Alliance quest first. I kind of wish I had saved, like, the incursions or something, but I already did that. I guess I do have one more path of the War Showcase. Hey, Beefcake Jr. Did I already say that? I don't remember. But yeah, we got the information for the next 2 Battleground seasons, as well as some interesting updates for it. I think the next couple seasons look like they should be decent metas, at least. I didn't have the visceral reaction to them that I had for both this most recent meta and the arms race meta. So hopefully that means they'll be somewhat enjoyable. The Gladiator Circuit meta in Season 20 seems very similar to the Victory Track and initial Gladiator Circuit meta this season. They're both based around like armor breaks and armors, that sort of thing. Hey, Noisy. Same nodes as War? Yeah, so if you didn't see the post, or I can pull it up in a minute. Oh, I forgot I turned on suicides. This could be a little tricky. Where is that post? They didn't pin the post on the forums, so it's kind of a hassle to find it. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, so next season, well, they're switching it up again, so now there's only going to be one Gladiator Circuit meta for the entire season, which, I mean, they've been scaling those back and back. I think either 1 or 2 for the entire season makes the most sense. 2 already was kind of a quick turnaround, so I think I'll be happy to have just the 1. But yeah, in the Victory Track, it'll be the Alliance War meta, plus free True Strike when you intercept, which will help counter the Tactic Defenders, of course. And then you don't want to parry twice in 5 seconds. Probably won't be the most difficult meta ever. Hey, Gerald. Megamind, I mean, Leader's head is so big in the thumbnail. Yeah, I don't know, I want to do something a little more. Like, his whole thing is having a big head, right? And just do that up a bunch. And I really don't want to switch my masteries around. But I might be taking more damage to keep these on. I don't know. But yeah, in the Gladiator Circuit, we've got this somewhat interesting sounding one where when you hit them, you'll armor break yourself, which will in turn give them armor ups. And they will go immune to Nullify, Fate Seal, and Stagger from Mystics. Sadly, that means that it's yet another meta that Juggernaut is not going to work. He should do pretty well in the Victory Track, though, as long as you don't get the Falter debuff on yourself. Already released Season 21's Victory Track meta too? Yeah, Gerald, because they're going to have off-seasons, and off-seasons will take the nodes of the following season. So as soon as Season 20 is over, we're going to go into off-season, and we'll start playing with the Season 21 nodes. Which I think is going to be very nice. Hey, James, how's it going? I mean, I've wanted off-seasons for a while. It's something that seemed like such an easy win. Like, not everyone's going to take advantage of it, of course. And from the sounds of it, the only rewards are going to be just the every other day objectives that we normally have. So it won't be required by any means, but it'll be fun for those of us that like it'll be good to get some practice in for the new node set too, and especially tournaments will probably be great because you can now run tournaments for an extra week. Okay, now I can get into the event quest. Finally solved the friendlies for off season. Yeah, it should be nice. And 5 energy a match is, I mean, it would be cool if it was free, but they are offering rewards for it, so I get why it's a cost, even though that is a very cheap cost. And realistically, a Battlegrounds match takes like 10 to 15 minutes, so that's really only 2 to 3 energy cost, because you're gonna gain a couple just during the match. So I'm really not too upset about that. And you can always run friendlies for free too. Yeah, this Gladiator Circuit meta, I think it'll be fun. I enjoyed a somewhat similar one this season, right? The week 1 meta was somewhat reminiscent of that. Let's see, what classes do I need to use here? Oh, right, this is skill, shrugging, crits. Oh, and other news for me, I knocked out the Spring of Sorrow Gauntlet, and I got a Titan from that, and it was a new Red Skull, which I am extremely hyped for. He was quite possibly my most wanted. Can't wait to get him ranked up. I'm close to rank 3, but I have no idea who I want to take up. And there's this Vulture boss. I think I just jugs this guy down. Let's just grab no, Hulkling. Should work. Honestly, you thought when they put the off-season they would include all the previous metas too? That would be fun, Gerald, if you could just like select a different meta. There'd be so many though. Because at the beginning they were doing a new meta every week. Right? So there are probably like 50 metas out there. Maybe at some point they'll do that though. That would be fun. No more week 1, 2, and week 3, 4 meta switches? Right. So now it's just 1 meta for the victory track, 1 meta for the Gladiator Circuit. Which I think will give it like some degree of cohesion. Because I've always been a little bit hesitant to rank up champions specifically for a meta. It's only there for 2 weeks. Especially not the first meta, because I don't even get to the Gladiator Circuit for like at least a week typically. So am I really going to rank up a champion to do well for 1 week in Battlegrounds? It never really seemed worth it. But if it's a whole month long, yeah, I can justify some specific rank ups. I'll get new ones in the meantime. Hey Juan, how's it going? Hey Jeff. And then I am honestly a little bit more interested in the Season 21 meta, and it is a little bit disappointing to me that they're splitting it up Victory Track versus Gladiator Circuit, because you can knock out of the Victory Track pretty quickly on. And I would like to play these metas a little bit more. Like the GC, or not the GC, the War meta. I know it's not everyone's favorite, but I'd like to at least try it a little bit. But as it stands now, as soon as I get out of the Victory Track, it's done. Because I actually do have a decent amount of tactic champions ranked up, and I was kind of looking forward to getting to use them in the meta, but seemingly that'll be done pretty quickly. A couple hours before you maybe pulled the heist of the century. How so, Juan? What happened? And I didn't spend too much time looking at these nodes. I saw someone say that they're looking forward to using Overseer here. Ooh, it's big. So the victory track, science is immune to nullify. When nullifies and poisons fail to apply, they get fury. Oh, that's like an EQ node. Okay, so science champions are just going to be supercharged. And then power snack, which honestly isn't even that bad if you don't have a counter. And then, oh, just placebo buffs. Yeah, that's not bad at all. That seems like it should be a kind of a nuke fest. I'm glad that one's the victory track meta, because I don't think I would enjoy that all that much. You just like to wing the BG season nodes? Of course, that's why you're bad at BGs. I like planning out in general. So I'll take a look at my roster at some point and see if there's any specific rank ups. I need to figure out who I want for my rank 3. I don't have quite enough T4A yet, but I'm very close. Played a match last second and won to sneak into C6. That's awesome, Juan. I do not want to talk about what happened to me at the end of the season. It was not good. Let's just say it's the worst placement I've had in a very long time. But I think somewhat more interesting for Season 21 is the Gladiator circuit. I think High Energy Diet is going to be pretty fun to work with. I always enjoy the more restrictive metas. And this seems like it'll be pretty restrictive. You don't want to use any energy damage at all, which is going to lock out a ton of champions. Reinvigorated is not all that bad. Doesn't seem like that'll come up too much. Vital Strikes, maybe that'll be big. Yeah, so it looks like it's all around regen champions and then maybe trying to bait out energy damage somehow. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I could see a lot of interesting things happen there. And then, of course, the bonking spider hammy mode is always cool. Just took Titania to rank 3, so you hope she's good next season in BGs. I can tell you that the season after she'll definitely be great. That the season 21 victory track. She might do pretty well in season 20 too. She'll have the stagger. Here, let me pull that back up. They'll be immune to Nullify, Fate Seal, and Stagger, but only against Mystics. And she's a Science Champion that has Stagger, which is rather unusual. So that could be a way to use her to good effect. It'll be close. The reason you say maybe is because you're 99th before the game went down. Wow, Juan. I hope you made it. Rank 3, unduped Onslaught or duped Serpent? Oh man, Juan, that's hard. If you're wanting defense, I'd say Serpent. Onslaught's a little bit more of a dual threat. Actually, that's not even true. People really like Serpent on offense, don't they? Maybe I'd go Serpent then. I would definitely say Serpent is the better defender. I'm not all that scared of a rank or an Onslaught, even a rank 3. I ban even like 5-star Serpents. I was also really excited to get the chance to learn the special 1 decks for Viv Vision from the Gauntlet. That's one that I have not had consistently in the past, but I'm pretty good at it now after getting that. Took a few runs, but I was able to get the one shot eventually. Oh, well, that was easy. Holding off on Serpent in case you pull him? What do you mean, Juan? Not sure I follow. Serpent on offense for incursions was busted. He was a very popular choice there. For the, yeah, the X-Magical ones. Even in Battlegrounds, I occasionally see people use him on offense. Obviously, he's a much better defender, so he doesn't often get thrown on offense. Every once in a while. one of the rank ups I've been somewhat toying with is Dust to rank 3. I'm not at all convinced that that's what I want to do, but as it currently stands, I've got 2 Science rank 3s, 2 Tech rank 3s, 2 Mystic rank 3s, and then 1 skill, 0 Mutant, 0 Cosmic. So I would really like to get a Mutant or a Cosmic ranked up, just to have some semblance of class diversity. And like a rank 3 Spider Ham would be awesome, but I really don't want a 3rd Science rank up before I even get 1 Mutant or Cosmic. Now, if I could get Domino duped, she'd be going up in a heartbeat, but I don't want to rank up hoping for that. That's a lot of resources invested on a champion that I'm not at all sure I'd be able to get. People who fought Onslaught and Spring of Sorrow is less of a threat than Serpent, plus Serpent doesn't really need the dupe. The dupe is pretty good for Serpent defensively. That Immortality is really where the difficulty kicks in. Haven't rank 3 Serpent. Oh, in case you pull Onslaught for the next Titan. Got it. Speaking of Spring of Sorrow, though, I also was a big fan of that Jessica fight. It was a cool little rotation. Having you punish those specials and keep an eye on the grit. I was really worried when I saw it was Jessica as the boss, because I am not historically great at fighting her. But yeah, it actually wasn't all that bad. I didn't quite go itemless on either path. It was somewhat close. I could have restarted and gone for itemless, but I don't care as much in the gauntlet. I always try to get itemless on the individual fights, but then for the gauntlet, I think it's because I don't track it. I can feel better about using items. Falter. You'll have 2 Titans when you finish Spring of Sorrow Gauntlet. If you pull Onslaught, you'd be so happy. You don't have to dupe the 6-star, but also wouldn't mind a Serpent dupe. Yeah, those would be good pulls. I mean, like I said, I pulled Red Skull, and he was probably my most wanted. I'm really looking forward to getting him ranked up. Hey, Jackie. See, next meta nodes actually seems solid? Yeah, Jackie, we were just talking about that a little bit. I think that both metas next season sound pretty fun. I was saying it's a little bit too bad that they have it separated between the Victory Track and Gladiator Circuit, because if you get out of the track quickly, you really won't get that much of a chance to play against the Victory Track meta. Like, there are people that make it into the circuit day 1. So they really won't play much against that meta at all. I'll probably get like a week out of it. But the Gladiator Circuit sounds pretty interesting. It sounds, I was saying this before, it sounds somewhat similar to this month's first meta, where it's all about like the armor up buffs and wanting to counter those. And then next season's, I think they both, well, I don't really care as much about the Victory Track meta here. It sounds like it's going to be pretty nukey. But the Gladiator Circuit meta sounds, I think, really fun. It sounds like it's going to be pretty restrictive, which I always prefer, because it makes me like actually think about these matchups. I don't just do the same things I always do. J4 is awesome legend. Hey, new subscriber. Thank you. Hope you usually stream at this time. I do, yeah. Usually like maybe 4 days a week, maybe a little bit more. But appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying it. Surprised that Heavy connected with his terrible reach. Gonna rank 6 Gallon for a GC. Absent will be a ban because yours isn't ranked. Makes sense. Let's see. What's the... Oh, Gallon for all of the armor up buffs. Right, he's gonna be good. I actually just ascended my Gallon earlier this month because I had Dust expiring, and he's only rank 4 at the moment. But that does seem like a good meta to pull the trigger on a rank 5. You didn't care for Red Skull when you pulled him in the Titan, but once you use him on attack, you must rank to him. I know he's really good on attack. I'd be a little more focused on him defensively, but I need to play around with him a little bit more on attack. Full combos with Gallon are gonna cook. The ramp is gonna be super fast. Yeah, you're just gonna supercharge your whatever they're called. It's planetary mass, is that it? Get up to the harvest in no time. Right, because every single hit has a 40% chance to armor break, which in turn gives them an armor up. But you can also give yourself an armor up by armor breaking. Can't think of anyone... Oh, I was gonna say Lady Deathstrike might be really fun, but she has no way of armor breaking. Wiccan also came to mind. That's a good call too, Juan. Yeah, anyone that can punish buffs. Maybe Dragon Man would be good. Because you can armor break yourself and put all that degen on. It's not an enormous degen. Another meta that maybe Venom the Duck. Is that toxic armor? Sad that you ranked Guardian for nothing. It'll be bad for next GC meta. Yeah, because his armor up's gonna get taken away. Although, you could heavy to give yourself another armor up right before you special 2. I just took mine to rank 3 as well. I'll probably give that a try, because if you just give yourself that extra armor up, you have maybe like one shot that they could armor break you. But you might be able to do that. Who would you rank to as a 7-star? Red Skull or 660 Guardian? For this meta specifically, maybe Red Skull. Overall, I might say Guardian. I have been loving my Guardian. He's so much fun. Useful in so many situations. Actually, let me pull up this recording. I used him against Gwenpool in the gauntlet yesterday. Built up to like 30 charges, and the first hit of the special 2 just obliterated her. I gotta pull that up. I forgot about that. Hey, Hellboy, how's it going with you? Herd Bros. Hope all is well? Yeah, I'm doing well. Hope you are too. Have a question. How many SOS points are you supposed to have if you didn't do the Death Tree fight? Well, let's see. I can do the math real quick. I know there were 8 points for Valiance in the Gauntlet. Where's that at? 8 points in the Gauntlet, so that means you could have 25. So that would be 17 if you did everything. It would be 16 if you missed one objective. So if you skip the Death Tree objective, you should be at 16 as a Valiant that's done everything else. Because you can get 8 from doing everything here. Just rank 3 Juggernaut, you saw he's useless for the next meta. Yeah, Hellboy. Another meta that is sad for Juggernaut, sadly. Let me pull up this. I recorded that Gwenpool fight because I knew it was going to be crazy damage. It was way more than I was expecting. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, overshot it. And then I mess up reverse controls, but ignore that. And she's dead. Like, how much damage was that? I mean, she does have, I think, power shield. Alright, 225k on the burst. The first burst. That's another casual, like, almost 800k right there. And I mean, she's long dead, so nothing else even matters. It's just ridiculous. And again, there's power shield, so it's not entirely fair, but it's good damage. It's very good damage. Alright, let's get back in here. Armor break immunity applies Incinerate. What is that for? Is that in the note? Did I miss that? Or is that an ability of someone's that I didn't remember? Oh, you're talking about for Wicked. Yeah, I got you one. Plus neutralize, right. Hey, Immortal. What's a good rotation for Guardian? In Battlegrounds, I typically go just Special 1, Special 2. If you need to go for a really long fight, you can build up permanent charges with his Special 3, and then cash them all in with a Special 2 for big damage. The Special 2 is where the damage comes from, but you need to have his charges up. Which you can get 3 permanent ones from the Special 3, or 4 temporary ones from the Special 1, as well as building up a few over time. Oh, unstoppable. This was a bad option for this fight. Good thing it's just event quest. Gonna rank 2, is that Crossbones? I have a new Crossbones that I haven't even leveled up yet. And I gotta get him ranked up too. Zemo on offense gonna cook next meta. Because of all the armor breaks that he'd cleanse, right? Yeah, there seems like there should be a good amount of fun interactions. Maybe we see Kingpin make a little bit of a resurgence with all the debuffs. Although he doesn't have a way to get around the armor, and he doesn't crit all that much. So I wouldn't hold out too much hope for that, but maybe. For some reason you only see 6 points. To the right side with Fat-Man, Serpent, and Odin. And got 4, and there are only 2 left. Well, there's 1 point on each path. That's what's in the chest. Also, if you did it too early, the year objectives were a little bugged. And you might have to wait for them to resolve that. Fat-Man, Serpent, and Odin. Was Odin the year affected? 2021. He was. So if you did it too early, you might have missed the year objective. But they will get that resolved at some point. I don't know how long it'll be, though. Yeah, I was feeling very good getting the Special 1 decks on Viv down. Always feels good to kind of master another dex like that. Curd Bros, is that what happened? Because if you got 3, you would have gotten 3 from the objectives and 1 from completion. You forgot about the 1 from the path. Okay, that makes sense. The chests each have 1 point. Which objective did I skip? I didn't end up doing the skill or science just because of how it worked out. Knocked out 4 of the objectives on my first path on the right side, and then finished it up with 1 on the left. I actually repeated a few fights that we already did. I brought in Deathless King Groot for Onslaught. I brought in Gladiator for Nihilus. Who's the third? Was it Fant Man? It might have been Fant Man. No problem, Chris. I do want to see how far away from a rank 3 I am. About to rank up Airwalker for next meta. What ability does he have that interacts with that? I can't think of that. What's the interaction there? Oh boy. That would be an interesting rank up for sure. Oh, right, you take damage when your armor broken for the these things. I don't remember the name of it. How come you can't deck Serpent specials? It's in his kit, Immortal Enbu. You are not able to use dexterity against his special attacks. Some champions get around that. The ones that have their own dexterity sort of built in, so like Silk. I think Quicksilver, Nightcrawler, a few of them. He can rank 2 duped Arcus next meta too. I feel like we're at the point where most high-level people can justify taking up more niche rank 2s. Do I miss last meta? Hellboy, I don't want to talk about what happened at the very end of the last meta. I placed so poorly. It was bad. It was really, really bad. I'm so glad to see it gone. Alright, so catalyst-wise, I am about 15k away. So close-ish, but I don't know exactly how long that's going to take. Like I said, I'd prefer to do a mutant or a cosmic. And honestly, Dust is one I'm considering. Dust would be kind of a fun one. I need to learn how to use her offensively. Not that that would happen all that often, but you should always know how to play the champions you have ranked up. Gladiator is maybe a possibility. Some people are huge fans. I do like him. I don't know that I'm feeling a rank 3 on him. And of course, if I can get Domino Dupe, that's the front runner. I also maybe could consider a second skill rank up, but I don't really want to. If I did that, it probably wouldn't be Moondragon. It would probably be Black Cat. Maybe Crossbones would be a contender too. But what I really want is that Domino Dupe. She'd go to rank 3 immediately. Alright. Haven't fought Patriot before. I know he's not all that bad. I've heard some people say they had like a 15-second jugs fight with him, so that's probably what I'll be doing. Mystics with regen and power reduction. Alright. Unfortunately, my rank 3s don't really have power manipulation. Ebony Maw has some... Oh, there's healing also, wasn't there? Or was it regen buffs? Regen effect. Well, then Juggernaut would kind of work. Chavez would potentially kind of work. And I don't know, I'll just grab Guardian. Why not? The Guillotine Cheese. Oh, that's a good call, Bagaman. Yeah, I'll grab Guillotine. Let's just rock with a Mystic team. Also duped one of your rank 3s yesterday, Shuri. Was it a first time dupe one? Because if that's a first time dupe, congratulations. Oh, the old one? I guess that would work too. I mean, I'm not all that worried about it, to be honest. It is just event quest. But she has some... She has, from her SIG, a chance to regen. I think that would count. I guess we'll see. Try with her first. It does. There it is. Probably shouldn't use special ones which I have suicides on. It's so rare that I actually do that. Oh, just you need to throw a special again. Man, I do really enjoy Deathless Guillotine. She is fun. And I'm really looking forward to getting Deathless Vision too. Just bring old Guillotine? Maybe. I mean, she's probably like a rank 1 6-star. I mean, Jugs is probably gonna do this in one special too. I can't get the relic off, so never mind. Hey, Nugget. It is going alright. Just cruising through Event Quest. Talking about new metas, talking about rank ups. You know how it is. Yeah, 22-second fights. I think I'll probably just stick with this. It is too bad that I won't get to use Juggernaut next season. I do need to think about where I'm going to get that last bit of tier 4 alpha from. Did I do Saga Incursions? Yeah, I knocked that out at some point, I think last week. Wasn't too bad. I used Aegon. I think I did have to use just like 1 or 2, maybe 2 revives. Threw the Odin pre-fights on him. And then just had a couple supporting champions for encounters he couldn't really take. Wait, I can carry this guy. Spam trying their hardest to make Jugs bad for BGs. Maybe. I mean, he's pretty broken when he can do his thing. Oh, we get top 10 again. That's true, Nugget. I totally forgot about that. That'll be coming in tomorrow. I don't know if we did or not, though. Wasn't our score a little bit lower than last season's? Gonna go lurk. Alright, Gerald. Thanks for popping by. Have a good one. Let's just use guillotine again here. And I'm running out of champions that I want to ascend also. Yeah, it's like 1 million lower? Okay. What was our placement last season? Were we 7th? No, we weren't that close. Were we 9th? I guess I can pull up this video and show it in there. Should have went Kushala for rank 3. I should have had Kushala. You kind of need to have her in order to rank her up. I stalled on the Juggernaut rank up in case I got her from a Titan, but I didn't. Oh, we were 10th? We were right on the cutoff? Ooh. Then, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Have her at rank 2? I wish I had her. I would love to have her. Alright, I'm not really going to worry too much about this. Redlining, crouching stun. Figure it out. Yeah, I hope we kept top 10. I'm not super optimistic. And next season it's going to be a lot harder. Oh. How did I get that debuff on me? Maybe I should read the notes. What do his specials look like? That's pretty easy. 4. Okay, just 4 hits. 2, 3. Kind of quick. Oh, he's got his reversal up. So I'm kind of screwed. Yeah. I guess that doesn't really do much damage. Jugs mid. Oh, finisher combo's not gonna debuff. Alright, hold on. That's pretty easy. He's got another reversal already. Doesn't matter. I don't know, Patriot seems interesting. Call him Patronaut, maybe? If you're not a fan of him. But I think he looks kind of cool. The reversal seems like it'll be fun to learn. Really don't want to do event quest anymore, but you're going to do it. The rewards are still alright. I mean, mostly from the Paragon Gauntlet. Thronebreaker EQ, yeah, the rewards are not all that good. But you gotta do it to get to the Gauntlet. Also, we have too many gauntlets. There's Grandmaster's Gauntlet, Eternity of Pain Gauntlet, Spring of Sorrow Gauntlet, Paragon Gauntlet. Wait, Is he actually a counter to Photon? Yes. He was made specifically to be a Photon counter, and that's coming from DLL, who made both Patriot and Photon. People said Bullseye was a counter. I mean, now I don't know that he's going to have the damage that people are looking for or not. I really have no idea on that. But from an abilities perspective, he counters every single aspect of her kit. Silver Sable also counters Photon and she's garbage. I mean, she's probably the best candidate for getting a tune-up. Of course, that is a long way out. DLL mentioned he has damage if played right. Yeah, I've heard that. But there is definitely a line between having the damage to do it well and having the damage to be competitive in, like, Celestial. And I enjoy champions that are not competitive, high-tier battlegrounds champions. But there are multiple thresholds for that to pass, right? I hope he has really good damage, of course. And I think I would probably enjoy him regardless of the damage. But he may not make my deck, right? Got a 7-star Sable. Ooh, no. Hopefully she gets a tune-up. I think the odds are high that she will. And I say that as someone who is completely uninformed because I've never played Sable. But that certainly is the word on the street. If anyone is, it's gonna be her, though. Running suicides against Electra. I used to lecture all the time back in the day. She was one of my first 4 stars. She's very bad, the damage is very underwhelming. Certainly what everyone says. Her traps are cool though. Electra's your first 4-star? She definitely wasn't my first, but she might have been my 3rd or 4th. My first 2 were Captain America World War II and Gamora. Of course that was pre-buff Gamora. But at the time, Captain America World War II was arguably the best science champion. What a time that was. After SOS Gauntlet pulled a Spider-Punk Titan. Okay. If you pull him again, he might be decently usable. I've been keeping a close eye on Allison's Punk videos, and got some good stuff in those. The Battlegrounds one especially was interesting, because obviously that's where I play mostly. Oh, I shouldn't let her throw that. What was funny about it? That I was kind of impressed by it, or what was that about World War II being the best science? He was. I wonder if Misty Knight would be a good 7-star. She's one who I feel like has always been kind of cool. Oh, your first 2 4-stars were also Cap World War II and Gamora? Wow, Nugget, you copying me. Or I'm copying you, I don't know who got it first. That would have been either late 2016 or early 2017 for me. Yeah, Misty has always struck me as a somewhat interesting champion. Never really took the time to learn her. OG Black Widow was the best skill? Yeah, that Sig ability was huge. Oops. Cap World War II got you through the Juggernaut in Act 4 when he was a pain. Oh man, Slash Tires Juggernaut? Yeah, that was... I don't think I fought Juggernaut when he was that bad. I was incredibly bad at the game early on. I did not unlock the parry mastery until Act 4. I got Dexterity when I was sitting at the Thanos boss because I could not beat him. Even with like a rank 4 4-star. And I finally turned to the internet for the first time, and I was like, how do you beat this guy? And I'm like, oh, Dexterity. Okay, I guess that's a thing I should be doing. What are your thoughts on a rank 3 Pig? Do it, Ender. Pig is incredible. If I didn't already have 2 rank 3 sciences, I'd be doing that right now myself. Everyone was bad at that time? That's very true, Hellboy, but I was even worse. I would turn on auto fight because it was better than me. I do often think about how much better everyone is now than they used to be. Just being able to intercept would have made you one of the best players in the world back then. Good damage. I love a 14-second EQ boss. See a good nuke in BGs? Absolutely, Ender. I mean, if you haven't played with him much, then I'd say maybe wait a little bit just to see if you're a fan of him. But my rank 2 Ham can pull out like 30-second fights against most champions. The rank 3 is capable of doing like 20-second fights. It's insane. Yeah, and a very good dual threat too. Pig is a contender for the best science. Taking Captain America World War II's spot. You're lucky. When you started, you had Seaton's guides. I don't know if Seaton was making content when I started. Either way, it didn't matter because, like I said, I didn't even do a simple Google search on the game until I was like a year into it. I just played it with some friends. Almost got a full dex on that. First YouTube video you watched was Dave's How to Parry. I've mentioned it somewhat recently, but I think Dave's videos are probably the most still viewed video from that long ago. He's probably made the best lasting content for MCOC. Which is why it's so perfect that he's like the community manager now. He definitely understood the game back then. And I know he lost some of that in the years since he's been gone, but having that baseline of knowledge is very good for him in his new role, I'm sure. But it also helps the community adjust to him more, too. Because there already is so much respect for him out there. Must have watched that video like 10 times. Yeah, I know I've given it a number of views myself. The intercept one? Yep, that one too. Every time you pulled a new champ, you used to always pull up Jason Voorhees videos. I've seen a couple of those. I don't often watch videos for new champs. Sometimes I'll pop up one and see if I'm missing something big, but I can usually figure out pretty decently how to use them on my own. Plus it's a good exercise to do that. I don't really have anyone great here. A couple of years ago, I was getting someone I knew into MCOC, and I did recommend his videos a lot. Because they didn't want to read everything. Oh, this is gonna do no damage. Will give me the Furies though. One. I need to get the Shabbos dude. Stay with my silk. I will say the one thing that is nice about Battlegrounds being completely gone for a week is that it gives you a chance to catch up on everything else. Knock out EQ, some of the side quests, incursions, all that. The person on YouTube I used to watch all the time that hasn't made videos in a long time was Invincible. If you weren't around, he was pretty much the MSD of like 2017. He was doing crazy stuff, which at the time was pretty much just things like light intercepting and heavy countering. Things that absolutely no one else was doing. Ahead of his time. Sadly, he left a while ago. Wait, what? Oh, the relic. I was wondering why I was healing a substantial amount more than the poison. It's because one of the runes on the relic is increased regen potency, I believe. I think that's it. Hello, Kaza. How are you doing? Nice. I kind of wish I could have at some point gone for a real Legends run. The monthly queue, it never would have been an option. I mean, I've always played on Android, so I never could have put up a competitive time. But I would have loved to have gotten able to do a Act Content Legends run, because at the end they changed it so that it was based off of your in-fight time instead of instead of like the actual time. Oh, and I could have had a chance then, but my roster wasn't at the point where I could have been competitive. Ooh, a lot of projectiles here. Oops. Rank 2 Vox or Venom? Oh, I don't really know a ton about Vox, to be honest, but I would certainly rank 2 a Venom. I think they're both ones that you probably want to get ranked up. I'd probably start with Venom, though. Hey, Zode, how's it going? Oh, right, I need to finish my combos. 2, 3, 4? That's quicker than I was expecting. Hey, great babe. I don't know about Legend, but thanks. Good so far? Weak break from the game? Yeah. What does Dark Knights Alliance do for like AQ and war and stuff? I'm guessing pretty much none. Can you interview me on MCOC experience? Sure. I mean, you can ask me any questions, and I'll answer just about anything. Maybe there's a couple things I wouldn't answer, but yeah, feel free to shoot me any questions. Of Discord? I do, but you can add me like in-game or something too. Or you can just ask any questions right here. Either way. You don't know, you don't do any of it? Nice. That's the dream, honestly. Might rank to Captain Marvel movie instead. You need better counters for rank 3 onslaughts. Yeah, rank 3 onslaught is annoying. Silk doesn't work quite as well versus rank 3 Onslaught. If you get a lucky crit, you can still finish it in one special 2. But it's not guaranteed like it is with a 6-star or a rank 2. I might rank 2 Captain Marvel as well, since I'm going to be able to get her duped. Probably don't want to jugs this. In SOS we get 6 plus 2 plus 1, or just 8 points. It's 8 points for Valiant. There's the 6 objectives plus 1 on each side. So if you look at the rewards, there's nothing in the completion or exploration rewards. That's because each of the chests has 1 point in it. So there's the 6 objectives. Didn't mean to dex there. And then 1 from each path. And if you're Valiant and you've gotten every point so far, you can skip one of them. Either one of the objectives or one of the paths. I skipped the skill science objective, not because it's like significantly more difficult or anything, but just because that was how the teams worked out to be a little bit easier for me. Personally, I would, well, this isn't any sort of recommendation, but I'm always going to do each path. I'm never going to skip one of the paths. Because it's fun to do everything, I think. Saving resources for rank 2 Beta Ray Bill? Nice. I'd assume he's going to be Cosmic based on what people say. One second here. Have I used her for Onslaught? I have not, but I know she ramps off of the Neuroshocks, right? Which is what makes her so good. My Discord Grape Ape is just Akbar67, no spaces, all lowercase. Pretty easy. Jumped in incursions and did your run? Hey, Alberto. Yeah, no problem. I actually did as well. It was pretty easy. Well, it's only zone 15. Yeah, it's not too bad. I feel like if anything, zone 15 might be a little bit too easy. I won't be surprised if they bump it up to like zone 20. Because that was a lot of good rewards for what was very little work. Some guys are rank 4 Emma Frost, then that guy is a cheater. There is no way to get rank 4s. SOS was easy too. Yeah, I knocked it out pretty easily. I ended up using a couple revives, but I could have pushed for the solos without too much difficulty, I know. Yeah, if someone has a rank 4, they're a cheater. And I wouldn't think that would be a way to cheat, but I guess maybe it would. Can you hack the game in that way? Is it possible? I mean, I'm not an expert. I will say I have reverse engineered other games in the past. I do have some experience in that field. But I have no idea if MCOC would allow something like that or not. Maybe? It seems like a rather foolish way to hack. But there have always been some foolish hackers out there. Why not be able to mod the resources? Right, you could definitely tell your client that you have the tier 7 basic for it. But I would kind of expect that their server at this point would just automatically flag any rank 4 like that as an obvious cheater. Add Onslaught to your account. First off, I've never done anything like that for MCOC. Second off, that's not something you could do anyway for someone else's account ever. You might be surprised, though. They have some fairly sophisticated anti-cheat measures. The problem is that for some of the more advanced hacking, they need to actually do something to be caught, which is why we all see hackers from time to time. When BJs came up, they had no anti-cheat. They had many preventative measures. They have always had some. Look up his profile. Oh, I will, Hellboy. What's his username? If so, I'll flag him too. Find that. There's also been pretty widespread modding. Yeah, there's been some more than historically, that's for sure. Came to light in the first few seasons, still they beefed up catching them. Yeah. That is very true. Oh yeah, that's a definite cheater. This season ended with Barry hitting 3 modders in a row. Well, I know a number of the top 10 were banned for cheating, which is kind of scary. I don't know if that's the first time that many high-ranked accounts have been banned for cheating. At least at the end of the season. Oh, neutralize. Yeah, that's one name I know was banned for cheating. Be hilarious if he paid someone to hack that eminent into the game and now he's gonna get banned. I feel absolutely no sympathy for them. I mean, I can't tell you how many times there's been forum posts of people saying, "Oh, I didn't cheat at all. I've been wrongfully banned," and then Crashed comes in and is like, no, you hired a merc." Like, yeah, you're not gonna get away with that, and I'm very glad for that. They're gonna get banned very fast? Yeah, I'm gonna pass that along. Hey, Justin. The thing is, for the games that I have reverse engineered in the past, not MCOC, it's never been like as a cheating way. I don't really care about cheating in the games. I just find it really fun to reverse engineer games in general. It's like a crazy puzzle. Hey Isaac, am I bored during the BG's off season? Kinda. Although, off-season is now still going to have battlegrounds. Don't know if you saw the announcement for that, but starting after next season, we'll get to play with the following season's nodes. Wait, does encroaching stun not count if it's in their special too? That was weird. Nice unduped Chavez. Okay, Alberto. I would love to get her awakened, but I had to even take her out of the Necropolis launch pool selector to get her once. Kabam act confirmed? I'm not opposed to that. Like, I have checked to see if there's any engineer positions open from time to time. I was saying that to DLL the other night. Like, that would be kind of cool. I'd be all right with that. No way. Oh, did you not see that, Isaac? Yeah, they announced, well, both next meta and the meta after that. And they're switching it up so that there's only one meta in the GC for the entire season, which I think will be nice for rank ups. Bed for you, Zod? Alright, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Don't Chavez shame. That's right, Isaac. No one's allowed to make fun of my unduped Chavez. Or my unduped Silk. I'm gonna add that. Don't have a duped Shuri, so it's even. Alberto, I would give you 20 of the SIGs on my SIG 80 Shuri in a heartbeat. You duped your Photon finally today. That's awesome, Alberto. Well, meta GC is lame. Okay, Zod. Interesting to hear you say that. Why do you, you're leaving actually. Never mind. Hope you have a good night. Personally, I think I'm okay with it. But I do kind of wish it was more similar to the victory track meta. Because I know I said it a couple times, but I feel kind of bad that I'm not going to have all that much time with the VT meta. You give you 26 off the SIG 80 Chavez? Oh, I wish we could just like Venmo some SIGs back and forth here. That would be a trade I'd be extremely happy with. For opposites, yeah. Do you think 7-star Mysterio is relevant? I'd say it depends what you mean by relevant. He can be a pretty decent defender. And there are some people that are a fan of him on attack. I don't know that he'd be like high-end battlegrounds relevant on attack. But a rank 2 Mysterio could definitely be a sneaky defender. Gonna watch some Cobra Kai? Alright, have fun, Alberto. Thanks for popping by. Hope you have a good evening. I've got Mysterio, and I've often considered taking him up. I haven't done it yet. But he's one that is a huge slowdown. Right? As a defender. Because if he throws the special one, you have to wait out the reflection, which takes a lot of time. If you bait out a special 2, if you don't have a miscounter, you've got to really slow play it during that. If you do have a miscounter, then you should be fine, but he also drains your power, so that kind of sucks if you're needing specials for damage. Now, obviously, if they have like a CGR, he's not gonna do anything against a CGR. But the same is true of so many champions, right? Like Killmonger, he also gets shut down by CGR. Maestro in some metas. There's always gonna be great counters to champions, but if they don't have one, Mysterio is a very slow fight. Hey, Perfection. If you could skip special 3 animation, Mysterio would be a good attacker. Yeah. Although I feel that if they did add skip special 3 to timed places. Oh, Juggernaut's bad for this fight. If they did add it, it would probably just subtract the time that the special 3 takes. But I don't expect that they'll add that feature anytime soon. Just because of like synchronizing the timer with the server and that sort of stuff. I imagine there could be a lot of technical difficulties if the client timer is significantly ahead of the server. For VT is going to be a good defender? That's true. He's a tactic, isn't he? He will probably not be the best defender in the Gladiator circuit next meta. Simply because I would venture to guess people are going to be putting a lot of armor break champions in their deck. Because that makes a lot of sense to counter the node. So depending on if you do most of your fighting in the victory track versus the gladiator circuit, he might be good for you next season. You would think he's a pretty decent staller in BGs? Yeah, exactly. The opponent doesn't have an armor breaker. Plus he has domino counter. Very true. Always good to have a number of domino options in there. Ugh. This is a mean fight. Considering that they take like no damage when they're above 2 bars of power. I also could have been a little bit smarter and not brought in Juggernaut here. Calm down. Rip Jugs versus Nimrod. That's what happens when you go on autopilot. You've got like 12 7-stars and you don't have a mutant or a mystic yet. That's not all that unlikely when you have lower numbers of 7-stars. If you're looking at, okay, at that number of 7-stars, I would say it's worth it to level up Mysterio, but I probably wouldn't rank him up. I don't even know if that's something you were looking at. Just because if you only have 12, there's a lot more to come for you, and quickly. Because you're probably nearing the point where 7-star acquisition is going to start speeding up. Spirit faster. I wonder what the node is that's doing that. Gotta do Null that puts in work, I bet. I don't know what your mastery situation is, but if you're looking at running the Inequity mastery, Null is very, very good for that. If you aren't aware, Inequity reduces your attack for each debuff on you, and Null at the start of the fight puts a ton of debuffs on the defender. Or, I mean, if he's the defender, it'll put it on you. So when you're using them on attack, the defender will do like no damage to you, and if you place them on defense, the attacker's damage is going to be severely limited. Inequity is a great mastery in general. It's one that I never had points in prior to Battlegrounds, because I didn't play War enough for that to matter. And there isn't a ton of value in running in questing situations. Problem with Mysterio is really that his counters counter him too well. Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. CGR is the big one, right? Everyone's got a CGR in their deck. And he just completely shuts him down. Not only does he have the permanent armor break, he's got the miss counter in case something happens. Like, it's hard. Inequity has a damage reduction limit. Yeah, it does, but at its limit, which Null will always be at, it's a pretty severe damage reduction. Got like a 2 million rating account. No scrub, not a whale either. Yeah, 2 million is I would consider that a pretty sizable account. And the thing about account rating is that it fluctuates a lot based on a number of factors. Especially if you've got your lower star level champions all maxed out. Champs like Korg, things that are still going to do stuff when you have a counter. If you have CGR, then rank 3 Mysterio is paper. Maybe. I mean, if you have like the best counters, then they won't. Oops. Like Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Korg can't really do anything to her. She'll never take the thorns. She'll always get her parries. Keep forgetting Moondragon existed. You should stop, Hellboy. Moondragon is very good. And I plan on using her quite a lot in the victory track next season. I've got her duped at rank 2. Sadly, the last few metas have not really been conducive. That was the other reason I'm kind of bummed that the victory track node is only in victory track. This was my chance to finally get to use Moondragon again. 3, 4. Man, that last hit is so quick. Oh, in terms of stall. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Onslaught is your favorite chord counter, but he keeps getting banned. He's another very good chord counter, but Onslaught's probably one of the most common bans at this point. If you specifically have Crossbones, that thing is paper too. I like where we're at with the game, with a couple exceptions, because there are counters to just about every champion, and good counters. I don't really like having no counters to a champion. I think that's a bad place to find the game in, and Serpent is kind of that way. Gonna have to ban my Moondragon then? Sad. Sad times. Oh, this one. Specials for mutants, remove bleeds. Biohazard, bloodletting. Not bad. What mutants do I even have? Oh. Sinister, I bet it's going to be good there. Maybe this is the time I should learn Dust. Hey, Walrus. How are you doing? I don't know. We'll just grab Sunspot, why not? Just go Wiccan and barely finish the fight, yeah. Dust does well. Thanks, Firewolf. I've been meaning to learn her offensively, and I think this is the perfect situation for it. And this is Leader. I read his abilities before. He doesn't seem like a horrible defender. And I might regret saying that. Seems like his best counter would be Patriot, who of course is brand new and I do not have. But Black Cat should be good with the increased combo. Doing good? Good. Things good with me? Yeah. Can't really complain. Not too much going on one way or the other. I guess I'll grab Valkyrie. She's got some combo stuff too. Venom destroys that boss? Okay. I don't have Venom, sadly. But I'm honestly not super worried about it. Sorry. I mean, I'd love to have Venom. It'll happen at some point. I'm getting close to having all of my 6-star relics at rank 2 also. I don't have all of them, not by a long shot, but how many do I have? I want to say I have around 15 or 18, and most of them are rank 2. Let me read through Dust abilities real quick. Bleed, Poison, Shock Immune. Okay, I can hit block, that's cool. Lights and heavies don't make contact. Oh, I didn't know that. It makes sense, because you can't always parry her at close range. But it's always good to know. When you parry, they glance. I did know that that happens on defense because you can't Hulk link her. No willpower, right? Doesn't matter for offense. Mediums put sand on. Punishing puts a couple more sands. When they purify, you deal damage and put a sand passive. Maybe more sand passives. Got a question? Saga 4 to 5 gem debating between Red Guardian and Angela. Have a 7-star unduped Angie though. Ooh. I'd probably go Red Guardian? Because I would imagine Angela is doing most things that she's good for just fine at rank 4. Red Guardian, there's probably a number of things that would help with. They're both great though, yeah. Dust Lights, Purify. Okay, that's how you actually purify the sand. I've messed around with her a little bit, but not enough to actually know her abilities. So mediums to build sand. Lights purify 3 sand. So you probably want to do medium, 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 light, medium. And then, of course, incinerates and plasmas remove sand. Heavy triggers sandstorm. I didn't remember that. She removes all sand and then gains big prowess. Well, up to big prowess. Power efficiency too. Oh, she has grit during the sandstorm. I did not know that. We need 7-star Dr. Doom? I wouldn't hold your breath on that one, Hellboy. I think Doom is going to be in the same league as like Hercules and Hulkling, and probably not be a 7-star until we have like 9 stars. Special 1 gives a bunch of sand. Special 2, physical vulnerabilities. And okay. Oh, that's interesting. See, I always think that the special 2 actually activates Sandstorm. But I think the only reason I think that is because I typically have to block a lot of the hits, which gives a lot of sand and triggers it. We have Jugs as a 7-star, why not Doom? Well, okay. Jugs does crazy damage really fast. Doom does decent damage, but locks down the fight completely. Juggernaut is very easily shut down, and I think they honestly made a mistake allowing Jugs to be a 7-star. In fact, if you recall, Jugs, I believe, was the replacement for Clairvoyant in the vote, because they released the graphic that had Clairvoyant, and she wasn't supposed to be in it, and they put Jugs in instead. And I'm not sure if he was originally supposed to, or if they put him in as like, hey, sorry, we messed up. Here's an insanely broken champion. But I think balance-wise, they kind of made a mistake putting Juggernaut in the pool, because he is way better than the 7-stars probably should be. But regardless, it's a lot easier to shut down Jugs than it is to shut down Doom. You have to be immune to power manipulation or stun immune. But if you're not, you just can't do anything for the entire fight. Usually heavy before special 2 to activate Sandstorm, throw special 2 and follow with a special 1, then dead or very close. Okay. Oh wait, does it not actually... Okay, I see. I thought that your purifies would actually cost more. Guess they don't. Interesting, so this will turn on the Sandstorm. Oops. Now with the... Oh, I don't actually have the power efficiency for that. Wow, that was good damage. I do have all those extra Furies, but that was a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest. If you can skip special 3, it's good. True. True. Remember the old Abyss days when people were using Doom before the skip special 3? And the fights were like 40 minutes long. Half of that was just staring at Doom special 3. Probably wouldn't use Dust Special 3 in BGs, but in other game modes it's nice. I saw that in some situations you can pull off like a crazy Special 3 loop where they're just constantly in the Special 3 and there's nothing they can do. It looked pretty nutty, but I think it was fairly niche to pull off. Don't throw a heavy, please. Wow, didn't even need the special there. I mean, a lot of that is the crazy furies from the node. Kind of hard to get an accurate read on how strong this champion is. I mean, I've got her at rank 2. She's often in my deck. I'm considering rank 3ing her, so I do kind of need to figure out her. Honestly, I only had one Fury there, and I was already doing pretty good damage. What are my thoughts on Negasonic? I don't have her myself, so my opinions are somewhat uninformed. I'll say that to start with. But from what I've seen, she's got incredible utility. Damage is a little bit on the low side, which is often the case. They don't typically make insane utility and insane damage. Sometimes they do, though. So I find that I think she would be worth it to put. Let me say this. I tend to think of it from a battlegrounds perspective. I would consider putting her in my deck just because she can counter so much, and she's not a horrible defender either. If you're talking about questing, I'm sure she is very incredible. Because she has enough damage to get through the fights, and she can counter a ton of stuff. I don't know how she'd be for like Everest content. I haven't seen anything of her in those situations. Oh, he's regenerating the passive damage. Right. Chavez has crazy damage and very good utility. Like I said, there are the champions that have both, but I think they try to avoid making those as much as possible. But yes, she does. Chavez is great. Dust has a cool victory screen. I'll have to take a look. I wasn't really paying attention. Feel like Negasonic could be tuned up slightly on the damage side? Maybe. But I would guess that they're pretty happy with her. I certainly wouldn't expect that. If you're not happy with her damage currently, I would not preemptively rank her up, anticipating that at least. Because she does do so much from a utility perspective. No. Thought I was gonna be able to get that off. We're not gonna get to see what the dust wins. Yeah, there it goes. Hey, PP. Megasonic needs some more resistances or block proficiency? Really? You think so? Oh, that is a cool victory screen. Hidden in the haze? That's very cool. Again, I feel like she has enough utility that they're probably not going to do too much in that regard. Did Spring of Sorrow yesterday and War Showcase today. Nice, PP. I still have got one path in War Showcase. Hey, Lorson. Yeah, cooking through Thronebreaker EQ. It's very difficult, so don't feel bad if you can't do it. I mean, seriously though, if anyone is at a point where they don't have a roster for this, it is very difficult in the grand scheme of things. But when you have a Valiant roster, it's not that bad. Okay, your heavy is not all that long. I wish that was a little bit longer. Oh, whatever, I'm just gonna throw this. Have it ranked 2? Nice, Hellboy. Good thing we're getting off season next season. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Anyone know when we get the last Vision piece? PP, it's coming from an as of yet unannounced Everest content coming next month. They've said that it's going to be some new format, and I believe Crash said it's going to be very roster demanding, but that's all we know. I would imagine they'll probably reveal something about it on the next live stream, but that's still a ways away. BG rewards out. What? Oh, yeah. It's like, there's no way. They've been out of the office for like 5 hours. They're not gonna release it now. Yeah, it's coming tomorrow, probably. Wow, man. So he's getting those charges. That's how he opens up the door. Wow, he doesn't have a lot of health, does he? Ooh, that's a lot of projectiles. I do think I now remember DLL saying, if you want to deck the special 2, good luck. Okay. Kind of wacky animations. I want to see what it looks like with the door open. They had a little snippet in the deep dive. Easy to punish heavy. Try a special one again. Quick burst. Okay, easy special one. I guess unless you're up against the wall, probably. And that special 2 seemed all but impossible. But Black Cat has me. That's a pretty accurate description, PP. Probably got time for another path. Use Daredevil for this guy, easy? I bet he'd work pretty well, but I don't think I need a specific counter all that much. T4CC. I'm not exactly a fan of the fact that we pretty much only get T4CC from selectors now instead of crystals. I want a horde. I mean, I know I have like thousands of them in my inventory, but still. What if I need them? Yeah, I can't remember the last time I had global chat turned on. Did I see when Allison soloed the Collector with 4-star Daredevil blindfolded? No, I did not see that. That's insane. I'm guessing that was classic Daredevil, not Netflix. He was one of the better Collector counters at the time of release. 4-star Daredevil. 5-star didn't exist. Yeah, I did not know that was a video. I'm gonna have to find that. I want to watch that. Not gonna watch it on stream, but I don't want to forget that. Oh, I see it 2 months ago, yeah. Ooh, almost out of overflowing refills. I burned through so many at the end of the battleground season because I was mostly doing that. Hey, Zero. I'm not doing too bad. What about yourself? Oh, what am I getting this DJ from? Oh, there's a special thing. I keep forgetting about that. Stun though. That stun is very nice to purify those physical vulnerabilities and get the increased potency. Mad about the 4-hour crystals? After all this content you've done, want them back to normal? PP, you know they're still around, right? You get 4 of them. 4 of them every day. Which for, I would say 95% of people is more than you would get when you had to claim them every 4 hours. You'd have to really be on top of it to get 5 in a day. How'd my season finish? Alright, I can talk about this. So, on my last stream, Tuesday night, I started out like 1 win away from Celestial. I tilted down really badly to the bottom of M3, to what I thought would still be safe. The next morning, I woke up and I was like 5 points away from finishing in Mysterium. Obviously, that's not what I was hoping for, but that's what I typically do. So I was like, okay, I'll just make it back up into Mysterium, no big deal. I lost like 10 matches in a row. I barely scraped almost back up. I was one win away from ending in Mysterium, which is kind of my baseline at this point, and I lost that match and there wasn't enough time to get back up. So I ended towards the top of Arcane 1, which is not at all great for me. And the most fitting thing, that last match that would have taken me up into Mysterium, it was in the 3rd round. I just had to do it quick with CGR, and they started with Unblockable, so I triggered my precision too early, didn't have any sort of damage, and it was just the most fitting way to end the season right there. Played 4 matches last 30 minutes. Oh, you're talking about your heist? Yeah. I'm glad for you, Juan. I was rather upset with my performance there at the end. Sincerely hope they don't do another RNG meta like this for a very, very long time. I'm with you, Perfection. That was absolute garbage. Oh, he's striking him off fast. That kind of sucks. Such a W end, I know. There's no more fitting way to have ended the season than it all coming down to that one match starts unblockable and I'm completely effed over. Yeah. It happened. I was like, of course that happened. Was there ever any question? Next meta looks alright though, so. Maybe I'll be able to end Celestial. I say that every season. Like, I know it's within my skill. I've got the skill, I've got the roster. I just need to, it needs to work out one of these seasons. Oops. I spent a decent amount of time in Celestial this season. I was in and out of it a couple times. I know it's gonna happen eventually. It's probably best to go with medium while you're in Sandstorm, right? For extra prowess. Meanwhile, Lorson was parked in C6. Ooh, I didn't notice that her eyes glow during the dusty cloud also. That's neat. I like that. Meanwhile, Lorson was parked in C6 playing friendlies with Andy. Loading times completely messed you up, so you ended up in like M3. I don't even have that excuse because the loading times haven't hit me. Although, isn't the hotfix for it out now? So hopefully no one's having that anymore. After you throw a special 2, the lights convert the vulnerability. That's right, Perfection, to passive for higher potency. So you do want to convert those, but after that it's probably better to go medium. To build up your prowess, build up your power efficiencies. You can probably cycle a number of special 2s in a single Sandstorm if you can get those efficiencies up. Too bad you can't mix and match classes on relics. Otherwise, the Green Goblin relic could be fun. Because that's got some built-in power efficiency. Speaking of relics, I can't wait to try out the Vision relic on Deathless Vision. That's gonna be so crazy. One more win would have put you in C5, but nah. I don't blame you. I wouldn't have gambled for that. 2 days before season ended, you were at 302. Should have parked there, but you played just to get the daily objective and dropped down. Climbed back up, but only managed 300. Yeah, I mean, 2 days before it reset, I would have been at like 360 or 370. I did like 100 points below that. It was bad all around. It was not a fun morning. I was playing battlegrounds like all morning, desperately trying to make it back up, and it did not work. I think I like starting my combos with a light, because when you parry, that puts one of them on. There's a bit... Her combo is a bit more interesting than some champions, and I like that a lot. Oh, whoops, I was DJ. She's a fun champion to play, I mean, from this very brief experience. .302 was a safe M2, but 300 dropped you to M3. Oh, that's a little unfortunate. Fortunately, the rewards between the same and a bracket are not that big of a difference, right? So. Can't believe C6 cutoff was 435. That's insane, and everyone hated the meta too, so I have no idea why it was that high. And it took more grinding to get to the Gladiator circuit than normal. So I really am at a loss for why it was that high. The fact that you also get the more sand from punishing specials and heavies is also very nice. I think I like her. I mean, it's so hard to tell when you get these crazy furies. But, I don't know, she's coming off as fun to use for me. It's like a 5k difference in tokens. Yeah, would have been nice to get M2. Oh, I feel you for sure, but... It could have been worse, so. But I am sorry you weren't able to make it back up. I can relate. Seriously, couldn't tell you? Yeah, it's bizarre. And, I mean, I was contributing it. I was playing tons still, but it's just weird. Finished SOS Gauntlet? Yeah, I knocked out both paths yesterday. Wasn't too bad. I really enjoyed the Jessica fight, and I was glad to learn the Viv Vision Special 1 dex. Because that's one that I've wanted to learn for a while. I just never really had any reason to, because you never see her on defense. But I found my visual cues for it, so I should be good for that in the future. Alright, I want to back up away from the door now. Oh wait, is it open now? Couldn't tell. Apparently there was nearly double the players in GC than previous seasons. See, that I do understand. Because even though it was more grindy, it was easier to get to the GC. Because you had more of those checkpoints along the way, you didn't have to get as many wins in a row. So I can see why there'd be more, but I don't necessarily see how that would contribute to higher scores. Maybe because people had to play a match every other day, so there were less parking people? Because one little thing about BGs is that there's always a net gain of 1 point from a match. Or is it 2 points? Either way, the winner always gets either 1 or 2 points more than the loser. So as more people play matches, even if like, even if you're losing, you're contributing to the total number of points in the greater gladiator circuit. So maybe just because there are more people in there, that means that the slow growth of the scores is happening more. I don't know. That's something to think about. I wouldn't be convinced about that, but I have to check. Could be because of the 7-star shards and the Titan shards, and that certainly helped people go for the grind to the gladiator circuit. Your alliance is very laid back. One of the 3 players pushes GC every season. This season, almost everyone was playing. Okay. More matches equals higher scores. Yeah, see, that's what I'm wondering. Because on an individual match, that net 1 or 2 points is not much. But if you have that many more people in the gladiator circuit, maybe that adds up a lot. I want to ask, like, DNA about that. Since there are more people in GC, a single win will give you an insane jump. That could also be the case, yeah. That might be why more people pushed even if the meta sucked. Could be. I'd be really interested to hear what DNA would have to say about that, because they kind of study the battlegrounds stuff a lot. Alright, I think I am going to call it there. I made a lot of progress in this. Only a couple paths left. Let's see, is anyone else live right now? It's hard without battlegrounds. People aren't doing as much. Oh, Abdo's on. Yeah, we can go over there. DNA 3000. They're active on the forums. They're around in the community. They do a ton of analytical stuff. They always have very insightful takes, but they have for a long time really kept track of battleground stuff. So they would be very informative to hear about that from. So here's the link to Abdo's stream. If anyone wants to hop over there, feel free to hit him with the Ack Attack. Thanks to everyone for coming out tonight. This is fun. I know it's not Battlegrounds, so not as cool, but I appreciate it. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great rest of their night, and I will catch you later. See ya.